Gervonta Davis has just been taken into federal custody again. Yeah, you heard that right. The feds pulled up on Tank just days after his controversial win over Lamont Roach. And this time, it's not about a hit and run. It's not about house arrest violations. This is next level. We're talking bribery, match fixing, and an alleged secret deal with none other than referee Steve Willis.
Other stuff, some stuff that he think I don't know about. He think he got one up on me. I don't know. He think he got a mole somewhere. I told him.
Word on the street is that Davis could be staring down a serious legal nightmare, with prison time on the table after explosive bribery allegations just dropped. And all fingers are pointing at the ninth round of that fight. If proven true, this might not just ruin his boxing legacy, it could end his career entirely. So here's what we know. During Davis's recent fight with Lamont Roach, fans immediately clocked something fishy in round 9. Davis clearly took a knee. Whether it was from fatigue, a body shot, or just a misstep, he dropped. And not in a playing it off kind of way. He was down. The entire boxing world saw it live.
Yeah, he's like waiting. What happened?
What is he doing?
I'm one of the best fighters in the world, man. And it showed tonight. He probably wasn't welling when he said that Grease got in the guy. But if you probably take a knee and the rest stop counting, it should be a knockdown. If that's a knockdown, I win the fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not banking on that knockdown to win. I just, I just thought I pulled it out.
What happens next?
Shit, we on it back.
But Steve Willis, the referee, the man just stood there, said nothing, didn't count, didn't acknowledge it. He just let the round continue like it never happened. And that's when the internet exploded.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
You jabbed him.
before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
Right.
But you say you don't think he welling though.
yeah, whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood
Right.
gonna get in your eye,
Yeah, them
Yeah.
matter.
spit fucking around and
Right.
get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's not like you can be like, all right,
So it's
time out,
okay.
ref. Hold on,
Right.
hold on,
Take no
ref.
time
You
out.
can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next one.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops is a no.
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck yeah.
You know how many?
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times look at how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that, but like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref would be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
At first, it looked like your usual ref mistake. Bad calls happen in boxing all the time, right? But then, rumors started bubbling up. A leaked conversation allegedly between someone in Davis's camp and a member of the New York State Athletic Commission started making rounds online. And the worst part? That leak hinted at money being exchanged. Not for gloves, not for promotion, but to make sure the ref lets things slide if Davis found himself in trouble.
The rules that he didn't get hit with a punch. He didn't turn his back like he wanted to quit. It's just like when you get a thumb in the eye, it's a foul.
He did turn his eye. He did turn his back. He
Yeah,
ran
but he
to the
didn't turn
corner.
his back like he was going to quit. Like you've seen
Yeah.
some guys turn. He obviously mentioned that he had something in his eye, and it wasn't from a punch. It wasn't. It was time in between the shots. I think that by the time he wanted that, or he took a knee. But I think in the rules it states that you're allowed to do that. If you go back and you read some of the rules, I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but I think it was upheld in New York that it was okay for him to do that. I think part of the rules state that it was okay. As a coach on the other side, I would have.
Yeah.
Of
Of course, right? Of course.
thrown a fit, man.
It wasn't long before people started throwing out Steve Willis's name directly. The same Steve Willis who's now ghosted every interview request, gone completely radio silent, and hasn't commented once on what millions saw on Fight Night. And now, both the NYSAC and WBC are finally admitting something wasn't right. Yup, the New York State Athletic Commission released a vague, carefully worded statement 2 days after the fight. It said they are reviewing footage of Round 9 and assessing referee conduct to maintain professional standards. That's PR speak for, we know something shady happened and we don't want to get sued.
I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. The second time around, he gonna come guns blazing. And that's really when it's gonna be.
I can't wait.
Meanwhile, the WBC flat out admitted in a separate release that they're conducting an independent inquiry into the officiating of the Davis versus Roach bout, with specific attention to potential conflict of interest and ethical violations. That doesn't happen unless they seriously suspect foul play. So now we're here. Gervonta Davis, a man who's already had more court dates than most fighters have knockouts, is potentially facing criminal charges for bribery. And listen, this isn't just a fine and some community service. Bribing a referee during a professional sports event violates the Sports Bribery Act of 1964, a federal law that comes with up to 5 years in prison. And if there's proof that money exchanged hands to influence the outcome of a licensed sporting event, that's game over.
I told y'all in every single interview, this whole press run, when the fight got announced, I put belt to ass. And you can see that's what I do.
Lamont, you threw more punches and you landed more punches than Tank. How were you able to do this tonight?
What I just tell you, I'm him. I'm telling you that. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, man. And it showed tonight. He probably wasn't welling when he said the grease got in his eye, but if you voluntarily take a knee and the rest start counting, it should be a knockdown. If that's a knockdown, I win the fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not banking on that knockdown to win. I just thought I pulled it out.
What happens next?
Shit, I hope we can run it back. I want to run it back for sure. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself. And, thanks for coming out. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for loving me. Thanks for hating me. I'll be right back on this same very stage again, like I belong.
Congratulations, Lamont. A breakthrough performance. Really put your name out there.
Thank you.
Let's send it back to ringside and more Ronaldo.
Let's rewind real quick. This isn't Gervonta's first brush with the law. The man's rap sheet is stacked. We're talking about previous charges of domestic violence, hit and run, assault, and multiple counts of driving without a license or insurance. In 2023, he barely dodged jail after pleading guilty to a hit and run in Baltimore. That crash sent 4 people to the hospital, including a pregnant woman. And what did Davis do after crashing? He fled the scene. The judge sentenced him to 90 days of house arrest at his trainer Calvin Ford's house. But Davis couldn't even follow that. He violated the terms, got sent to jail for 44 days, and only got out after promising he'd clean up.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Davis is heading to trial. According to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, a judge rejected a plea deal that would have spared him from jail time for a November 2020 hit-and-run crash. The 27-year-old is charged with 14 counts related to the crash. Police say he was driving a Lamborghini when he ran a red light at the intersection of Washington and Martin Luther King Boulevards, hit a car, and then took off. Now, 4 people inside that car were injured. Davis's trial is set to begin December the 12th.
Now fast forward to 2025, and Davis is back under the microscope. Except this time, the stakes are way higher. Because if this bribery accusation sticks, it's not just about his bad behavior anymore. This crosses into federal crime territory. And the feds don't care how many fights you've won. They don't care how famous you are.
I coulda stopped him. I coulda stopped him. It's me. It's me. Definitely my fault. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely coulda. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up, and I coulda definitely did more. Definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But you gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little hard.
They will absolutely drag you to court and slap you with charges that don't disappear after a slap on the wrist. Let's not forget the moment that triggered all this. The 9th round. You can literally pull up clips from Twitter, TikTok, ESPN, anywhere. Davis drops to his knee, gloves touching the canvas. That's an automatic knockdown. Every rulebook says it. Every trainer, every fighter, every ref knows it. Yet Steve Willis stands there, blinking. Not a count, not a warning, nothing.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision, or I think a draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take a knee, man, if you take a knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, you know, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. You know, the referee with the eyes, you know, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, you know, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. Whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, I mean, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules are the rules.
And here's where it gets even sketchier. Multiple fans and ringside reporters claimed they saw members of Davis's entourage arguing with commission officials after the fight. According to Fight Hype's Ben Thompson, a source close to the commission said they were caught off guard by how defensive Davis's camp was about questions related to the knockdown. Another report from ESPN's Mike Coppinger said that WBC reps were overheard saying the officiating in round 9 raised internal concerns even before the final bell rang.
Clearly in there, man. I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
But this isn't just about one shady round. If Davis really did pay off a ref, or even just suggested the idea, it opens a whole other door. Match fixing, corruption, gambling influence, all the things that already make fans suspicious about boxing. This just confirms every worst-case scenario. People are pissed, and not just because they feel like Roach was robbed, but because boxing already has a bad rep.
You think it was a draw? No. Who you gonna win? Who you gonna win? Lamont. You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds? I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis fight? You said what? You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a little steam or a fire out of it, or is it still the same?
I mean, we're gonna see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been said this, so.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Is just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was gonna go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
Keyshawn, what's your worst, Shakur, what's your worst Keyshawn? He just got his first title. Good.
And look, Davis isn't the only athlete who's been accused of trying to rig the game. Remember Luis Resto back in 1983? He literally had the padding removed from his gloves to do more damage. Ended up in prison for assault. Or how about Tim Donaghy, the NBA ref who admitted to betting on games and manipulating calls? He did over a year in federal prison. And don't forget Panama Lewis, who was banned for life after tampering with fighter gloves, leading to permanent damage. These aren't just scandals, they're career killers.
Yeah, boxing, you guys, is corrupt. So he's about 16-0, and the guy could box, man. I've seen him put work on UFC fighters. Like, I've seen him spar, like, Bellator champions. The guy does work. So we did, like, a no time limit, 40-minute boxing, just whoever quits.
Now imagine Gervonta Davis being added to that list. A fighter who was supposed to be the next Mayweather. A guy who rakes in millions per fight. Who was undefeated, flashy, loved on TikTok, and hated by boomers. If this sticks, he becomes another cautionary tale. Another what could have been story that ends in courtrooms, not championship parades.
It was a good night. Good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch, because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Tank, how much does it hurt to have the draw on your record now? And do you think it's going to stand as some sort of like renewed motivation for you, like the guys were saying, as you proceed through these next couple fights?
Yeah, it just put, food to the fire and things like that, fuel to the fire, but it's cool. It's cool. The draw is okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me, too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more.
And what's even wilder? Gervonta hasn't said a word. After the fight, he skipped most media obligations.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that. Or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
This is the same guy who's got highlight memory like a robot. He remembers every knockout combo he's ever thrown. And now suddenly, he's got amnesia when he takes a knee in the biggest fight of his career?
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that that wasn't a fluke.
Then there's Steve Willis, also silent. No interviews, no podcast appearances, no tweets. Nada. And that's not normal. When refs make big mistakes, they usually defend themselves, especially if they're trending. But Willis? Vanished. Now let's be real for a second. Gervonta's been the face of Gen Z boxing. He's built like a pit bull with a nuke in each fist. But boxing isn't just about power anymore, it's about perception. And right now, that perception is ugly. If Davis is found guilty, not only does he risk jail time, but his titles, his license, and his future could be revoked. No more Showtime deals. No more million-dollar gates. Just courtrooms and cold metal bars.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
So yeah, Gervonta Davis might have escaped Lamont Roach with a win on paper. But in the real world, he might be fighting the biggest L of his life. And this time, gloves won't save him. Let us know what you think. Was this fight rigged? Did Davis actually bribe a ref? Or is this just another social media witch hunt? Either way, the truth is coming. And when it does, someone's legacy is getting knocked out cold. Make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.